What is up, RotoGrinders? An hour and 45 minutes nonstop NBA DFS conversation starts now. Just starting a little bit later because the slate is, it's particularly smaller on DK. DK choosing to drop the last two games. 10:30 on the East Coast. The return of the King, LeBron, is coming back tonight against the Jazz. This game is on the FanDuel slate. FanDuel included the last two games, and of course the egregious time of 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The Blazers and the Suns. Yeah, Choppa, you're going to be sleeping at that time? Is that what that was? Most people sleeping at that time, but some people, I guess the East Coast dads, I suppose. That is on the FanDuel slate as well. And running some optimals, the slates are distinctly different because, if nothing else, Portland, Phoenix is really, really popping on FanDuel. A lot of players out in that game. Drew Holiday is not playing tonight. That's already been officially ruled out. It's nice to have some clarity because there's not a ton of clarity in some other spots. I guess Drew Holiday is officially doubtful on the injury report, but not expecting him to play. Grayson Allen is going to be out for a bit, I guess, that quad. I don't know how long it is actually. He's out for tonight. That's all that matters. I know he got hurt last game, could not gut it out. Jalen Green, he's out for a bit for sure. LeBron, by the way, officially questionable, but all reports, all signs are saying he is back tonight. For Utah, Filipowski's questionable, not terribly impactful, but the big one is Wemby. Wemby, the alien, he is out. The French Vanilla connection is broken up tonight. Vanilla drawing the start in Luke Cornett. We're talking about San Antonio, not just Wemby, but Castle out as well. Memphis basically without like a point guard, sort of. Ja is out. No Pippen. No. We've not seen Ty Jerome all season long. It looks like we're expecting Vince Williams to be there, de facto point guard against San Antonio. Atlanta and Detroit. Detroit, one of the only team actually, in fact, playing the back half of a back-to-back tonight. Kate Cunningham, questionable, has not played for several games. Oscar Thompson is also questionable, hasn't played for several games. Tobias Harris, questionable. We've not seen him for a while. Karis LeVert has been ruled out. In Atlanta, some of their bigs, multiple bigs, are questionable. Okongwu and Porzingis, as well as Zach Ricochet. So a lot of moving parts. It could be, if we get both bigs out, Mohamed Gay would all of a sudden elevate to one of the top plays on the slate. Chop, returning champion. Happy Tuesday. How are things?
Things are looking up, Dean. Things are looking up.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football last night. I ain't going to toot my own horn here, Dean, but George Pickens, Plum's play of the night.
There it is.
Crushed it, for the people, giving it to the people.
Also, I'll toot your horn. Your Plum's basketball play was Andre Drummond. He didn't get the 2020, but he was pretty good. He was pretty damn good.
He let me down then, but yeah, nice little Monday. Now we got to follow. They didn't really give us a whole lot here. A little 4-gamer. That's all they gave us for DraftKings, and so we'll make do. We'll do the best we can here, but what's tonight? Tuesday night. What's on TV? I don't know. The Voice or something. Yeah, there's always something good on TV.
I still got to start Pluribus. That's still on the back burner. Have you started
it? Yeah, I'm behind everybody, because I didn't start it right away, and I'm only doing one episode a week. I'm not trying to binge and catch up. So
That's all they allow you to. That's all they put out there is one.
Yeah, but there's more waiting for me because I started late.
Okay, I got you.
I'm still behind, but I've caught the first two. Looks interesting, Dean. I'm interested. It's got my attention. Let's just put it. It's got my attention, so we're good there. But I'm waiting on the new episode. Like later on at night when I'm watching TV and everybody's in bed, I have my own stuff I like to watch, and I'm waiting on the newest episode of Tulsa King. I want to wrap up season 3 of Tulsa King. I like that.
Isn't it like a spinoff of Samuel L. Jackson? Is he like New Orleans King or something?
No spoilers, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I don't watch Tulsa King, and I spoil it.
Now it makes sense, man. Yeah, you spoiled that one for me.
They say I thought that was the thing that people knew.
Goodness.
And there's a new what's the Billy Bob Thornton oil show that's out now too?
The new season. Oh, that's going to be on Thanksgiving break.
Which I don't know. I don't know if it's good or how good it is, but
I've knocked out. I've done season 1 of that one. Oh, I like that one. That one was entertaining. Like, no, there's no redeemable value to it, but man, but Billy Bob is just good. Like Billy Bob,
I like Billy Bob.
Whatever he does, man. Comedy, Bad Santa, drama, Goliath, whatever he does, he's just good, man. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of good stuff out there, Dean. So just I don't know, man. The world is, but then that's how they get you, Dean. That's how they get us. They hook us with TV, and we sit on our ass, and we don't exercise, and we end up dying because they also put the addictive stuff in the sugar products and make the McDonald's addictive. They put they sprinkle a little bit of the addictive stuff into the McDonald's. That's how they get us, Dean. And speaking of McDonald's, I got one that's opening up tomorrow. Grand opening, like 10 steps from my house. They're really trying to get me, man. They're really trying to get me.
Is that in your regular rotation? You go to? I don't feel like you're a McDonald's guy.
Right there, and the breakfast and the McGriddles and all that. So yeah, they're going to try to get me there. Also today, a big development in my neighborhood, Dean.
What's that?
Out front here today, they finally started. They finally started trenching for Google Fiber. So within about 2 to 3 months, I should have some Google Fiber here. That'd be interesting. Even though I don't, but why not? It's options, right? Give it to us.
I hear it's excellent, but I've never had it before. I see TJ in chat. TJ's going to be jumping on later on Crunch Time, as well as Roth and Kirkwood. TJ's chirping at me, said, he's telling me, Dean, you said the Raptors would suck. I didn't say the Raptors would suck. I said the Raptors are going to be mediocre, and they've spent $400 million on a mediocre roster that has like no versatility. And if you love the idea of having the 5 or 6 seed to get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs the next 5 years, have at it. However, congratulations to TJ, because I know Toronto, the Blue Jays, it's been long enough, right? We can mention it. It's been sad. It was sad. Tough scene for all of Canada. The Saskatchewan Roughriders, they won the Grey Cup. So shout out to the Roughriders. TJ, I don't know how he celebrated, but yeah, I don't recall who they beat. I can't name you one Rough Rider, but I'm sure they're all spectacular.
I can. DMX.
Yeah, well, I guess sure. Roosevelt. I guess we could do that too, right? But yeah, Scotty Barnes and Ingram and Quickly. These are all terrible contracts, mostly. Ingram's a terrible contract. Barnes is fine, I guess. Yeah, but like you have media. You're a middle. You're in the play-in game for the next 4 years. Congratulations, Toronto, with a terrible Eastern Conference. Okay. Let's talk about the slate. Anything you want to talk about as far as overall, or shall we dive in?
No, overall. I'm not worried about overall. It's I don't know, Dean. 4 games here, man, on the DraftKings main slate. Whew. Gonna have to really pace ourselves here, bro. We might have. Are we doing anything? Are we doing a TV Tuesday or anything?
Oh, you know what? We are. Let's go ahead and drop that first clue for the people, Chop. First clue, Television Tuesday. Get that Discord channel, RotoGrinders.com/Discord. The live stream chat channel will be the first person to tell me what TV show I'm talking about as the clues are dropping. 1 guess per clue drop. No MMing. Nurse. Nurse is the first clue for today's Television Tuesday. We've had a couple binks of late. So, let's see if they can keep the aluminum hats, the tinfoil hats that they're on, and there's speculation that there's some weird shenanigans going on, some betting irregularities with the Television Tuesday. But I'm here to tell you it's on the up and up. It's all clean, nothing goofy going on. Anybody's got a legitimate chance to win. If you get that Discord channel, tell me what TV show we're talking about. Anything else we shall discuss, or shall we just dive right on in? 1 game. There's 1 game at 7 o'clock. It's the Warriors at the Magic. Oh, by the way, the Warriors and the Blazers. There's 2 teams in the front end of a back-to-back. Warriors are one of them. They're in Miami. They're doing the Florida trip. Some goofy stuff's going to happen tomorrow. They're going to sit Jimmy, and the Heat fans are not going to be happy. Just spoiler. Warriors are in Orlando. 223 is the total. Warriors are 3-point favorites at Orlando. Orlando is without one of their best players, if not the best player. In Banchero. Banchero's got a groin, so he's not going to be playing with his groin. Jalen Suggs is also questionable. He's questionable. He also has a groin. Yeah, both groins? Yeah, 2 groins. And then Franz Wagner, he's going to play with a face mask. He's going to go He played with it last game. His brother Moritz, we've still yet to see him play basketball this season. As far as the Warriors, Buddy Hield, Buddy Hyde, your guy. He had the fish, but he's expected to go. He's available.
Buddy, had the fish.
Yeah. Kuminga is not playing. He's got a knee.
Kuminga's on the trading block.
Well, I mean, yes. Is that from last year? Or like, how long has he been in the trading block? That rumor's been out there for a long time.
He's gone. He's got to be gone this year, right?
I feel like
they're tired of him already.
Yeah, I mean, there was rumors with him in the Heat. Probably multiple teams. There's some rumors, but it seems like he's not long for that team, and he's one of those players. Depending on what night you tune in, like, wow, this guy is like going to be an amazing player in this league, and then also a different night, it's like, oh man, this guy's kind of a disaster. He's all over the place. He's making a lot of negative plays, but he's certainly talented, but it's not quite harnessed just yet. Warriors, Magic, the absence of Banchero, certainly we're getting a usage bump for Franz Wagner. We're not sure about Jalen Suggs. He's been sitting back-to-back. This is not a back-to-back or front end, but he is legitimately questionable. But Bane is theoretically should get some more stuff. We're expecting De Silva to draw all the starts. Black would be like their sixth man. I guess he would get a bump if Suggs sits. I think we have an if then. But Magic, Warriors, what do you got?
Warriors are typically not a team I want to target in DFS. They have to have some serious injury issues going on there for me to want, because they just spread things out a lot, and I don't know. They're not exciting, and they're not exciting against Orlando here, so I don't think that's a route I'm going to take. But to each their own. In GPPs, Curry and Butler are always in play, and Draymond's a low ceiling, pretty high floor guy if that's the route you want to take in cash game. No desire to roster any of those other guys. Orlando's interesting. Orlando's interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, I wonder, are they a better team without Banchero? It sounds weird and counterintuitive, but some guys just maybe they like Atlanta. We'll talk about later. Are they better without Trae Young?
I've been a Trae Young hater, so
I'm not a hater, but I'm just wondering does some guys just not fit his teammates around him? In this case, Banchero, does he just not? Maybe he just doesn't fit. I know he's a talented, skilled guy, but I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe he doesn't fit the system well. I don't know. But I don't know. Franz Wagner does. He did wear a mask last game, and it's probably the most bizarre mask I've seen, Dean. I don't know. Call me crazy. Did you see it?
I watched the game. Yeah.
It didn't have any lenses in it. It's just like an outline of a mask. It's weird, man. It was weird, but whatever. I guess to keep it from fogging up, you don't have no lens, man, so you don't get foggy. But just protect the nose and don't worry about the eyes. Who cares, right?
Who wore the black mask? Was that Embiid or was that Kobe or LeBron?
Who has worn a black? I know Embiid and Kobe have worn a black mask.
I'm trying to picture who that was. Yeah, because I remember I was thinking of different kind of masks.
Yeah, Embiid definitely. I mean, Banchero. Franz is black. It's black, but it's just an outline of a mask. There's no lens in there, man. Like the eyes are cut out. He's I don't want to say what he is, but he's the eyes are cut out. It's weird. Just protects the nose and not the eyes. But yeah, he's a good player. He's always. The Wendell Carter Jr. is going to pop off a little bit at 5,300. He's fine. Pretty decent floor. I don't know the ceiling. Bane is starting to pick it up, Dean. Don't look now, but he's actually starting to incorporate. Maybe it was because Banchero got hit the skids now, man. So Bane is can actually flourish a little bit. So, Carter's fine for a low ceiling, high floor play. Bane's fine. He's a 40-point guy. If doesn't take much for him to hit that 40-point mark. And Franz is always a GPP play. Other than that, I guess we'll wait on who is it? Suggs. See if Suggs sits with his. It's precarious that both Banchero and Suggs have growing issues at the same time.
You think it's precarious? It's not just coincidental.
Did they injure those together somehow?
No. I'm not sure what you're speculating, but no, I think it's just
maybe they did the ski trip together and they both did the split. I don't know what it is. By the way, Dean, did you catch Monday Night Football? Pickens and Lamb were out till 6 a.m. in Vegas, man. They got benched for the first two drives. I didn't see that. I did say they were benched. I thought they were benched for the first series, and I didn't put it together. Like Vegas, of course. Yeah, they were out gambling. They were
doing
I
something.
mean, I don't know what they were doing, but they said they caught him on camera at 6 a.m. coming back to the hotel. So
Good
they
team.
got,
If they're doing it together, they're hanging out, they're boys.
yeah, they're best friends. But like, yeah, I mean, for DFS purposes, I wish sometimes you'd like to know that stuff, although it didn't affect these guys at all, right?
They
Like,
both got there. It was a 3 and out, not
I
surprising.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy, man. But I don't know. Interesting stuff here in this game. De Silva's, I know he's had a couple of good games, but his profile is more defensive minded and three-point, just stand out there and wait for your 3-point shot. So I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot of that. And so that's who I've interested. Bain and Wagner more for the, and I can't believe you haven't caught on to the whole Mo Wagner, less Wagner thing, man. That's a real deal, dude.
Well, why would Franz be less? He's the better Wagner.
Because a Mo already exists.
No, I understand, but like it doesn't fit the bid because Mo is clear.
Well, it fits the bid because it doesn't necessarily. It doesn't mean he's a lesser player. It could be less, like Les Snead, like it's a less is it could be a real name.
Is that yourself and Kirkwood? Did you guys come up with that? Is that somebody else that came up with the Mo and Les?
Somebody else came up with it in the private chat, but I can run with it. I'm fine with that.
Most popular player as of right now is Bain. He played 44 minutes last game. I think that was an overtime game for what it's worth. But, yeah, the minutes are certainly been elevated for him. The absence of Banchero certainly is going to should increase some usage, like firing away a little bit more these days. And then what if we lose Suggs? I think Black would be the best option. The guy would get the biggest bump. I guess Tyus Jones, but I don't know if anybody wants to play Tyus Jones. He looks pretty dusty these days. But then he might have an opportunity. I agree with you on De Silva. I can't get really excited about it, and it's not even like he's that cheap. $5K, I can't get terribly enthused about that. He's not necessarily an offensive-minded person, and Golden State clearly not as interesting to me. You always can play, you could always fire at Curry, but he's got to get an optimal, an outlier number of threes. Speaking of like Moses Moody, shout out to him. He had 7 threes in the first quarter the other night. Probably not repeatable. So I'm not very excited about Golden State in general. I'm not playing a ton of lineups. I'm probably not going to have any Warriors at all. Again, not discouraging playing Butler or Curry. Those guys can always get there. Draymond hasn't really had a ceiling game all season. We just haven't seen that. I'm sure you saw the clip of Draymond and Wemby, which is just amazing. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, Draymond's not a small guy.
No.
And he
looked at though.
Even more fascinating clip, Dean.
What's that?
Draymond, like the next night or whatever it was, maybe it was the same night, when he got into it with the fan. Did you see that one?
I heard about it.
The fan kept calling him Angel Reese because he kept missing shots and getting his own rebounds. So the fan, and it went over and over and over, and Draymond got mad and went over to him and confronted him. You know what I took away from that whole confrontation? When you look at it, Dean, you'll see it on tape. The fan is like 2 inches taller than Draymond. Like, well, who is this guy? Like, he's taller than Draymond. Like, he's fitting right in with the other NBA players that are trying to break it up.
Oh, they got to the point where they were standing like nose to nose?
Oh, yeah. Draymond went and confronted him. You got to stop calling me Angel Reese. He's once is enough. You keep doing it. That's too much.
In New Orleans?
Draymond's soft. I don't know. I don't know where it was.
I think it was in New Orleans. That was the most recent game. Okay. So we're going to get some pretty popular pieces from the Orlando side. I don't think Draymond's soft. I don't agree with that, by the way. I think he's just really good at messing with the opponent.
Well, the opponent's getting in his head now, Dean. Maybe it's older age, man. And Negative brings up a good point. There's Mo Wagner and there's Les Wagner, but there's an old saying, Dean. Some people say less is better in general. So maybe we can apply that to the nicknames too.
What that saying, it doesn't apply to everything though, right? Just
exactly. It can apply to these guys.
They're asking us to touch on FanDuel. Yeah, I got my eyes on FanDuel as well. Here's the play. Producer Steve's on top of it. Yeah, you're right. That dude is pretty tall. Draymond's got to be, 6'6"?
That guy's taller than Podziemski and all of these guys. That guy, who is that guy?
I don't know.
I'm not in that guy, man.
I'm like, come on. I know, like, whatever. You buy a ticket and you could say basically whatever you want, but what are we doing? Like,
that guy's in the front row let him talk. If he wants, that's some good. Listen, it could be a lot worse. Calling him Angel Reese is actually extremely good. That's a very good. It's a very good put down, if you will. It could have been fans can be like 20, 100 times more egregious with their language. Angel Reese is a pretty good one. And it's pretty good just because that is kind of Draymond's game. He can't hit a shot. He just gets his own rebound.
But he's been a positive player in this league for 10 plus years, and he's gotten more out of his ability than almost any other player you can point to. And you can also argue like he landed on the perfect team in the perfect system, if you want to argue that. But I respect what his career is like. He's far outshot, expectations. Many, many years ago, like even kind of before, you probably remember, famously, the Washington Bullets had somebody in the crowd. It was like a famous, razzer. Like there's this one guy that was a season ticket holder. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't know the guy's name, but if you Google it, one of the most famous, people in the crowd, just to kind of if you Google it, I'm sure you can find it. You know what I'm talking about, Chop, or no? This is just it's a really old basketball thought, but never mind. We'll move on. You know what?
Doesn't strike a nerve.
Yeah. Let's give the second clue. Nobody got it.
Yeah, no kidding. Because I know what your MO is today. You're just going crazy you're going way. I'm not even going to try to guess because you're so tired of the one guess, get it right, that you're going so far off the reservation, man. It'll be about 3 or 4 clues before I can even guess.
Chat's razzing me. Good story. It was a terrible story. I was thinking of the guy and I didn't really tell a story. I saw a fragment of a story, but yeah, the second clue is White. Nurse and White. That is your first 2 clues. Get in that Discord. Tell me what television show I'm talking about. The Celtics taking on the Nets, 223.5. That's the total here. Boston on the road. They are 10-point favorites. We're on the 7:30, by the way. There's 2 games in the 7:30 block. That was the only 7 o'clock game. Boston, as healthy as we're going to see him this season. Nobody of significance new is out. Of course, Cam Thomas is still out for Brooklyn. This is the healthiest game on the slate, right? Haywood Highsmith, we haven't seen him just yet for Brooklyn. Pritchard, White, Brown, Keita, those guys all project pretty well. We've seen Hauser and Simmons get cut down of late as far as their minutes. If you want to argue like a bounce back or possibly like a mop-up situation against Brooklyn, maybe that'll happen. As far as Brooklyn, Michael Porter, the world is his to take as many shots as he wants on this terrible disaster of a team. And he's projecting to be 43% owned on DK, Chop. That is a huge number. FanDuel, I'll give you that number as well. I think it's going to be less. Of course, it's going to be less. It is 34%, still pretty high. Derek White, most popular on FanDuel, 29% for Boston, 20% for Jaylen Brown. Keita at 15. He's center and center only. Claxton at 12. He's up there at 6'8", but I think that's justified. He's been pretty good. Bright spot for the Nets this season. White, 31% on DK. Claxton, 21%. You can roster 2 centers, obviously. Brown, 17. Pritchard, 16. Keita, also in the teens. How do you see Boston and Brooklyn? I think this is my least favorite game on the board.
Well, I don't know if it's the least favorite game, but I mean, it's not a great game. But some would say the previous game was pretty bad with Golden State. But I mean, Michael Porter Jr., popular, but deservedly so. Nice little mid-range price tag. Been crushing this year with all his unlimited usage. Claxton certainly can get there with the rebounds against this team and create himself a pretty easy double-double. Clowney is just a solid player, nothing spectacular. I don't know. That's about all for the Brooklyn side. Yeah, Derek White, don't look now. Started off the year real slow. Didn't do very much at the beginning. He's had 7 straight games now where I think you would say he created positive value for his salary. He's had about 7 games in a row now where he's done that. So I think he's definitely squarely in play. But, I mean, Brooklyn's certainly not a good defensive team, so we can get there. Peyton Pritchard, man, 63. I just have a hard time pulling the trigger on that, but he deserves that price tag. It's just we've seen Peyton Pritchard for like 5 years. And if you had ever told me in the past he was going to be a $6,300 player, I would have said I'll never take him at that price. So maybe it's a mental block, but I don't think I can be in on him at this price tag. But he's certainly solid. Jaylen Brown's good. Kata's decent price tag with a decent projection. And Simons just hasn't found his footing yet in Boston, so I don't know how that's going to play out. And those are everybody else below that I have no interest in.
Yeah, Simons, it's been a tough scene for sure. Rumors of him getting traded as well, but those
already.
Well, I mean, they were from the start. They thought the rumors were that they traded for him, almost kind of used as a trade piece.
Really?
Because when he was in Portland, he was like racking up some points, and obviously it hasn't really happened here in Boston just yet. And is he somebody that they really need when Tatum's back? We'll see. But
Tatum's out tonight again.
Yes, I didn't mention him in the body parts, but I figure at this point people are aware that Jason Tatum is they're as healthy as they're going to be this season unless Tatum comes back at the end, which I know he's talked about, but probably not likely. Especially if they're like not really in the mix. Probably, as somebody said in chat, Robin Ficker was that guy's name. Apparently, was the guy I was trying to think of. The famous. I have to circle back on my terrible story. The famous heckler in Washington. I don't know why that's what popped in my brain. But
okay. Well, let me ask you this, Dean.
Yeah.
Let's say we're sitting here, 3.5, 4 months from now. What spot would Boston have to be in if you were the GM? What spot would Boston have to be in to say, okay, yeah, let's fire up Tatum now? Way less than a year coming off of an Achilles, because that was deep in the playoffs in the second round.
Yeah.
At what point would is it we're in the 6th seed? No, that's not good enough. Like, do you have an overarching thought?
What's tempting is that the East just isn't very good, right? And if you just make the playoffs, I mean, you're going to face, Boston with the returning Tatum, if he's like 90%, and I don't know if it's worth the risk to bring him back, right? What's the upside? They're not beating OKC anyway, right? If they somehow get through the East, but if they face the Raptors in the first round, that's a win. They're beating the Raptors, who stink. Philadelphia, probably they could beat them. And the Bulls have had some success so far. Detroit's the best team right now in the East with a lot of injuries too. Shout out to them. It's still early, and the Cavs, obviously have had some great regular seasons, but stumbled the playoffs multiple times. I don't know. It's probably not worth it, especially if you're a GM that's going to be around for the next so many years. You got to think long term, and they're probably best suited to not make the playoffs and get a lottery pick. That's probably the best route they should take, right? If they can push that button. So I don't think you would do it. But Tatum, I think, wants to. He's super competitive, and I know he's traveling with the team. I've seen, like, he's certainly given the impression that he's going to try and come back this year. But, is TJ razzing me in chat again? Now he's distracting me. Do you think every team in the league should be tanking because they're not OKC? No, not exactly. But, you're probably better suited if you're Boston to get a lottery pick as opposed to, being in the playing game and getting knocked out or maybe squeezing in the 8 spot. I don't anticipate him coming back, but I think the door is kind of sort of somewhat ajar. It's ajar. Okay. We're done with Boston and Brooklyn. Yes.
Let's move on to the next game. We have injury news breaking, Dean. We can move on to the next.
You gotta give me the air horn chop. You told me you're gonna download some stuff and like.
It was a busy day. I didn't get to download nothing today, but the injury news pertains to the next. What does it mean? No. The injury news pertains to the next game, so let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to get a refresh as far as projections, but no Porzingis. The Zinger is out. He's got a knee, so he's not playing basketball tonight. But Okongwu is available with his knee. Ricochet also ruled out. So Atlanta, interesting. So maybe we're going to see Okongwu jump in the starting lineup and play for Porzingis, and then we're going to see Krejci or Kennard, one of those two, play for Ricochet. I'm not sure, but I would imagine one of those two jumps in the starting lineup for Atlanta. Thank you to Atlanta for giving us the news. Probably not getting it from Detroit. Detroit playing the back end of a back-to-back. They're 2-point dogs here. 229 is the total. That line might be changing in just a tick with Porzingis and Ricochet, maybe a half a point or so. We'll see. The rest of the injury news, of course, Detroit, Cunningham, we haven't seen him for a bit. Tobias Harris, we haven't seen him for a while. Both those guys officially questionable. One with a hip, one with an ankle, respectively. And then Asar Thompson also with an ankle. He's questionable. I think he practiced yesterday, so he seems like the one that's most likely to play amongst those three. Karis LeVert, he's got an ankle. He can't play. All these ankles, Chop. You want to make any conclusions to all the ankles like you did with the groins, or not as much?
No. Don't be ridiculous, Dean.
I don't be ridiculous.
Ankles are a common sports injury.
Groins aren't?
Same team, same time. Something nefarious is going on.
You say groin. You ever hear you ever hear people and groin? You say groin, right?
Groin.
You're saying groin.
Groin.
It's not groin.
Groin.
Okay.
Groin.
Maybe I'm just hearing things.
Groin.
Okay.
My groin is growing.
I want to see how our projections do change. Jalen Johnson, certainly going to have a pile of usage here. Jalen Duren, the Jalens, stack the Jalens in this game. Jalen Duren smashing yesterday, looking like, again, keep talking about him as a most improved player candidate. Looks like he's taken a big step this season, a large part of Detroit's success. And it's a little bit tricky to figure out what's going on. If Cunningham's out once again, I think you're supposed to keep playing Jenkins, right? Jenkins has been awesome for Detroit, running the point there. And again, we're projecting. This is what we have: Cunningham in, Asar in, Tobias Harris in, but this certainly could change. We saw Beef Stew get 6 fouls yesterday, 20 minutes. I think he had 4 in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. He fouled out with 5 or 6 minutes left to go. He can be handsy, obviously. Let's see if our projection team updated. Yeah, so we're guessing Daniels, Krejci, Jalen Johnson, and Okongwu. Yeah, I figure Krejci or Kennard, and Kennard will probably be the 6th man. They'll have 11 Atlanta, but it's going to be tight. It's Kennard, Gay, Wallace, Newell, Houston, and Toppin. So that's not very deep as far as Atlanta. So they're probably going to play really, really tight here against the Pistons. Did we give you enough time to adjust to Okongwu? Now, he's not cheap. He's 7'2", but of course he's going to get more minutes now, starting with the absence of Porzingis. Atlanta, what do you got?
Well, I was already on Jalen Johnson as like one of my favorite plays on the entire slate anyway. It's a small slate, and yeah, he's phenomenal. He's even better now. So, he's probably one of the first guys I put in there, assuming no other news breaks, and kind of got an idea of what it is right now. I love Jalen Johnson, man. Once Trae Young went down, he just started doing more stuff for the offense, and it's created like this 50-point median for him now. He's rock solid. So Jalen Johnson's in there. I actually think this could be a big Dyson Daniels game. So I like that aspect of it too. Okongwu, a little bit trouble, a little bit worried about maybe like not 100% healthy. That takes away from a little bit of your game. So, I don't know if that's the route I want to take, or go ahead and go Mo Gay now, man. It's a rock solid option, I believe now. So, yeah, I think there's definitely some pretty solid action here on Atlanta, and on the other side over there, Detroit. Yeah, man. Do we have a lean on Cunningham and Harrison? Are they in, or I see the questionables, but I don't know.
Is it possible they sat them out yesterday because they knew they weren't going to play both games the back-to-back, and so.
Man. Yeah,
I don't know.
That would obviously make a big impact on clearly like a massive if Cunningham sat. If they play, I don't know. Cunningham, I'd rather save the 1,500 and go Jalen Johnson and pair Jalen with somebody else. Cunningham's an expensive price tag for him. Harris doesn't really get there and do anything for me anyway. Jalen Duren, I worry about a big man on the second game of a back-to-back. Worry about that a little bit, but theoretically, Well,
he
he's
played 30
big,
minutes last night. He wasn't pushed too hard.
yeah, he's a big guy though, man. Like he's a lot of muscle. That muscle fatigues, man, a lot quicker than some of us, that don't have as much muscle anymore. So we'll see. I still think he's fine. He's been like performing out of his mind lately. So you play that. Yeah, I just if the right guy sit, Danish Jenkins is on point. He's a good player, but we just got to wait on all that news. As of right now, I certainly like the Atlanta side with Johnson and Daniels, and maybe sprinkle in one other player if you want to. So this is a night where I'm not worried about how many guys from one team can I play. Like I've only got 4 games to choose from on DK, so I'm gonna play whatever, man. Whatever I feel like is good tonight, even if it's 4 Atlanta guys, I could play whatever. And then we'll see about the Detroit pieces on the run back as soon as we get definitive news.
We just got the update for Atlanta. We'll talk about that in a second, but I did want to mention, I did see somebody in chat mention it. I saw somebody mention it in the Discord channel. How do you feel about Muscle back-to-back and possibly celebrating a birthday? Duran's birthday is today.
Whoa.
Does that throw things off for you?
Big if true. Big.
Oh, it's true. It's definitely his birthday. I don't know how we celebrated.
Was he in Vegas till 6 a.m.? Because
unlikely.
Maybe he was partying with the boys out there.
There are other places to get into shenanigans besides Vegas.
Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. Are they really going to give him any more usage than he already gets? Like he's already kind of peaked out at that point. But he's just a rock solid player regardless, man. I don't think it needs to be his birthday for him to have a good game here.
So we're giving Okongwu 32 minutes, Jalen Johnson 36, Na 31, Daniels 34, Krejci 28. That's the assumption he starts. Kennard 24, Gay 16. I thought he would get a little bit more than that, to be honest, but okay. I thought he would, because Gay and Okongwu, I believe, play together. That happens. They're not, they can step away from the basket, or Okongwu certainly can. Okay. I thought Gay would give you a little bit more interesting, but he's still in the pool for like tournament options, I believe. By the way, Discord channel, I don't believe we have a winner just yet. It is not Tulsa King or Scrubs or Murdoch Mysteries or Ben Stiller Show. The Ben Stiller Show, wow. That's an old shout out. Dukes of Hazzard or Big Bang Theory, Cleaning Lady, Penguin. Penguin was amazing, by the way. If you've not seen that, that is spectacular television. Chicago Med or The White Lotus. Let's give the people a third clue, Chop. Third clue is lose. Nurse, White, and lose. That is your 3 clues. You guessed Breaking Bad. It is not Breaking Bad. But now you have 3 clues to work with. Nurse, White, and lose. 3 people guessed the Golden Girls. Why would they guess the Golden Girls based off lose? I'm not sure what I'm missing, but everybody's going with Golden Girls. It is not.
Oh, yeah. That
Golden
makes sense.
Girls.
Yeah, Golden Girls
Betty
would
White.
make sense.
Okay, yeah, Betty White. I don't know what lose has in reference to the Golden Girls, but okay. We're moving on from Detroit and Atlanta. Let's talk about the this is the 4th game of the DK slate. We're going to touch on the FanDuel slate as well. Again, Phoenix and Portland is really hitting hard on the on the FanDuel slate. That is not available for DK. We're getting LeBron back as well. Not officially confirmed, but it's it's not a secret. LeBron is coming back tonight. Memphis, San Antonio, 233.5. That is the total. The Spurs are 5-point favorites here. Memphis is down bad. This is a tough scene for anybody that bought tickets to this game a couple weeks ago. They're excited to see, oh man, we're going to get to see Wemby and Ja and Castle, and you can, maybe they'll be at courtside, I presume. But all those guys are out. No Ty Jerome, no John Morant, no Scottie Pippen, no Stephen Castle, still no Dylan Harper for the Spurs, and Wembanyama is going to be out for at least a couple weeks. We're anticipating Fox, Vassell, Champagny, Harry Barnes, and Luke Cornett, who stepped in pretty well. Cornett versus Zach Edey, banging down low. Vince Williams had the most potential assists last game. I think it was 11. I want to say it was 11 potential assists. I was going through that before the show. Coward, as well as Wells, Triple J, Jaren Jackson, who Chop. I mean, not one game this season. I was also looking at that. What would you guess? And I'm leading the witness here. Jaren Jackson, what's his biggest fantasy score on the season? He's played like
34.
I mean, it's not that bad, but yeah, 37.2. Like, that's his best game of the season. And he's 8K on DK. Like, not one game would you be like, oh, man, I'm really happy I rostered Jaren Jackson. Not once.
I was looking at his numbers earlier today. He's just not rebounding this. I don't think he's got double digits one time this year.
He's not a good rebounder. Yeah.
I mean, for his size and everything, I would expect him to have
So
some games where he gets up there and then and everything kind of depends on, can he rack up 5 blocks, and that's just not happening as much. So
those are down too. The stocks are down as well.
So yeah, it's been a rough year for him. Been a rough year for Memphis in general, Dean. So it's where they are. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. A few years ago, they looked like the next best up and coming team, but that stuff evaporates real quick. But tonight, Vince Williams is jumping and popping in the optimals. If the optimals were a swimming pool, he'd be springing off the diving board and jumping into the optimals, because they got him. They like him. They like Vince Williams on the small slate at only 4K.
Is that good talk?
It's only 4 games, so it probably is actually. It's the less games you have, the less choices and opportunities you have to combat a 4K player with another 4K player who can outscore him. There's not a lot of options in that category, so probably he's okay. I probably got to get different elsewhere up top. You probably got to get different with your stars tonight. So he's fine. Aldama's fine, 5,500. Like you said, Jaren Jackson's still going to project. Like, what'd you say? 37.2 was the highest. So we're basically, his projection every night is his highest score of the year. That doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
here's the counterpoint, by the way, not counterpoint, but 8K on DK chat, 6.6 on FanDuel.
Yeah, I could dig that FanDuel, because when he
really
gets it,
play him on FanDuel.
Because when he gets there with blocks, and you get the extra juice over there for the blocks and the steals. So yeah, good FanDuel play. Edie's under 6K on DraftKings. I mean, it's fine. None of these guys are jumping off for Memphis except for Vince Williams, who's just a rock solid option with a good floor. San Antonio is where you want to be. De'Aaron Fox is also. That's a really good price tag on Fox. Mm-hmm. All things considered with the injuries, fantastic price tag on him. Some of the other players, I'm not as much. Champagne is going to get a little bit of. He's going to get a little bit of love in the optimals. I don't know that. Luke Cornett. I don't know about Luke Cornett. He's probably got to,
He's going to be out there, assuming he dodges foul.
Yeah, and we know he's okay. I mean, he's had his moments in the NBA. They're few and far between, but I don't know. Keldon Johnson, whatever. Vassal's going to get some action, but Vassal's been a starter with heavy minutes before in his career, and he didn't do a whole lot with them. So De'Aaron Fox, though, I love. De'Aaron Fox will be like second guy in my lineup. I like some De'Aaron Fox tonight.
What about the big body Keldon Johnson?
I've thought about that. I don't know what his ultimate ceiling is. 5,200.
Pretty fair.
Fair. What, 35? That'd be great. 35 would be good for that price tag. I don't know if he can get there consistently though. He's fine. Memphis stinks. Maybe these guys do get there, because Sohan. I didn't mention Sohan. GPP large field. Sohan maybe, like he has he can do some things on the court that can rack you up some points.
We're expecting both Keldon and Sohan to come off the bench. I saw somebody asking about Kelly O. What are we giving? Kelly O 17 minutes. He's a guy that if he gets some run, you could certainly see Cornette getting in foul trouble. That's possible, banging with Edie. But you got to make a lot of lineups, for me at least, to get to Kelly O. Same thing with Harry Barnes. Like, he's going to play close to 30 minutes, but it's hard to get excited about him these days. Champagne's cheap enough. He's going to play 30 minutes or so, give or take. I like the Fox call. He's going to be really popular. You're taking a lot of this lineup and you're losing Wemby, you're losing Castle. Fox, we're seeing at 40%. This might change with the new Atlanta stuff. So, grain of salt as far as the percentages. This is as of a half hour ago. Champagne, is Champagne good chalk if he's like 35%? I don't know. He should be fine, though. I do think that, Gasol seems a little bit overpriced, even though 6'5". I don't know. He's still in the mix, but he's not my favorite play on the Spurs. But I'll definitely have at least one Spur in every lineup, possibly two, maybe. DK specific. We mentioned Williams. Santi Aldeba's another guy that gets some extra run here for Memphis. We're giving him 26 minutes. Triple J, a much better play on FanDuel. Still waiting for it to happen on DK or just in general this season. And, Zach Edey, we're giving him 26 minutes. He could get a double-double in 26 minutes. And then Coward and Spencer I'd mix in. But, Coward, a little bit pricey. He's shown some moments this year. Spencer had a lot of potential assists last game, too, for what it's worth. But I don't know how real that is. Anything else here, or shall we move along?
Move along to what? We're done, man. 4 games wrapped up.
Well, Chop, there are 2 games on FanDuel. We also have 15 minutes until crunch time comes in.
Oh.
TJ is coming in. You don't want me to go on another 15-minute soapbox as far as why the Raptors are a terribly run organization. You don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Honestly, I don't get paid by the word, so I don't mind it, Dean.
Well, I don't think the people would appreciate that. We do have a winner, by the way, in the Discord channel, Chop. A winner in 3.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, the Discord's been crushing it. Shout out to J Swift 13. Producer Steve's going to slide in and juice you up with some premium in just a second. Tiger is the 4th clue, by the way. I don't know if that would help you or not. Nurse, White, Loose, and Tiger. If you want to play out the string for today's Television Tuesday. Do want to talk about the Jazz and the Lakers. We're going to touch on the FanDuel slate here, Chop. 238.5 is the total. It's a pretty big total. Lakers are pretty big favorites, 13-point favorites. The arrival of the greatest player of all time, LeBron James, is back. Luka is still really, really expensive. He's got to take something away from Luka, right? I would imagine. So, So let me just go ahead and run down as far as who's in and who's out for this game. Kyle Anderson is questionable. Filipowski is questionable. Taylor Hendricks is also questionable for the Jazz. Obviously, Walker Kessler still out for the season. Nothing's changed there. We've not seen Gorgie Niang all season. Same with Shibwe. Gabe Vincent's available. LeBron officially questionable, but it seems very, very likely he's going to go tonight. I don't really like this game a heck of a lot. Ace Bailey fouled out last game. Did you see how many minutes he played in the game he fouled out? I don't know if you caught this, Chop.
Yes. 10 minutes.
It's impressive, right?
He's a rookie. He's going to struggle that first year, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be up and down. There's going to be growing pains for sure.
You know who he played?
No, I'm forgetting. Wait, is that Atlanta? Chicago. Yeah, 150, 147, right?
Yeah. So my question to you is Chicago for real, Dean?
No.
Okay. Why are they winning so many games this year then? I'm just curious generally.
I don't know. I mean, let me pull up and see. So they're 7-6, so they're not winning so many games. They're 7-6.
I thought that was first place in the Eastern Conference.
Their point differential is -0.2.
Okay,
so
never mind. I feel like they've done better than what that indicates right there.
They started out hot. They did start out hot, and they've let's see. They have 4 wins in their last 10 for what it's worth. But yeah, I mean it's the same Chicago team.
Yeah.
I know Bazelis, he hasn't even been great. I'm just trying to think White's back. We've barely seen him. I think we saw him for 1 game or so. But yeah. And again, the Bulls are very much like, wait for it, the Raptors.
Nice.
They're in the back 4. And they're never there's a ceiling. They're never going to spend on anybody. Their owner, like the Bulls, embrace complacency. They embrace mediocrity. They love. I mean, the playing game should be named after them. The Chicago playing game should be named after the Chicago Bulls. I think they participated in every single season, if I'm not mistaken. All right. I don't think this game is great from a DFS perspective. It's not. Do you want to play Luka? I guess you can play Luka if you want to, but the ceiling is hindered a little bit. Of course, the matchup against Utah is pretty good. But I don't really like this game a heck of a lot. Do you like any of the Jasmine, the Lakers? Can't play LeBron.
Definitely cannot play LeBron, and his presence probably hurts a lot of other guys too. So it's not great. Luka, if you're going to point to one thing, he's like, if you look at the FanDuel slate here, 6 games, he's like the only true elite tier fantasy performer of tonight.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. So that's just the one thing you would point to. I don't think anything you could put out there, LeBron or Reeves or anything is going to deter him from getting his massive point totals, fantasy totals. So he's fine. He's good. And it's a good matchup. But you do have to wonder about the competitive nature of the game. It's Utah. They do stink in there. So it's in LA. So that's a big blowout factor. So, maybe Luka or bust on that side. Utah, Markkanen's solid. Keontae George has been okay. Nurkic, when was the last time Nurkic? Let me pull up Nurkic last time he played, Dean, real quick.
He played like 38 minutes.
16,
like
so he's had a night of rest and then coming back. So he's in play, especially if we're going to run Aiden out there a lot, or at least for mid-20s, high 20s. Nurkic will be on the floor too. So I think Nurkic is fine. And Nurkic will take advantage of him on offense. Nurkic will. So, he's got that going for him. Bailey,
right? Dominating, not good.
Defensively, no.
And even offensively.
Offensively, there's some things he needs to work on.
But besides that,
I'm being nice about it. He just needs to work on some stuff.
Yeah.
Defense, it'll never be there. So, so I think that's where we are. Markkanen's fine. George is fine. Nurkic, probably a nice GPP play over there. And Luka's the only true stud on the whole night, so he's in play. There are things about the game that are okay.
Oh, the wild stat I saw from that last game it was an overtime game, and he got some extra run because of Ace Bailey fouling out in 10 minutes. But Isaiah Collier had 28 potential assists, which is a massive number. And if you look at the NBA.com, they'll tell you like the list, like their last game, like who's had the most. He had 28. Like the next closest guy was like 18. I don't know how that's going to continue going forward.
Yeah. What is a potential assist? You have to enlighten me on that stat.
Well, they passed the ball to somebody, and the player took the shot. And if it goes in, it's an assist. If it didn't go in, it's a potential assist. But all assists, both columns are potentials. So it's the assists plus the shots that were taken off a pass that missed that would have counted as an assist if it went in.
So basically, that's a pointless stat, right? We can agree on that. Yeah.
No, it's actually it's
context.
A really useful stat.
What's he like? What was the pass? There's a pass way back here, and the guy had to shoot a hook shot from the 3-point line. We don't know any context to those passes. It could have been terrible passes. They could have been terrible decisions.
Well, I mean,
and we're just going to say just because this, he could have pulled a Nick Young and shooting it from 50 feet away and turning his back mid shot, and then we're going to give him a potential assist. Does he get a potential assist on a midcourt heave because he passed it to him? I need context on these stats.
That happens like once every 7 games. you're asking.
It happens.
You're focusing on the
somebody heaves it 4 times a game now because of the new rules.
Yeah, but how many times are you the one passing it to the guy? Most of the time, it's just like inbounder, and
never forget, Dean. Never forget game 1 of this particular NBA season. Siege had us betting the over on Steph Curry points because he could heave from midcourt now.
He might have had you at betting the over. I didn't see this.
He had his subs. He had his subs betting the overs.
Oh, did he get? I'm guessing he didn't get there.
No, he didn't get there. No, the half court heave didn't factor into the points for Steph Curry. Believe it or not.
Over under how many half court heaves does Steph make now that this rule? And really, Steph's one of the guys like Joker would take. Joker didn't care. He would take half court heaves. So there is a lot of players. It's always fun to watch. Like that, you could see them staring at the clock, and then once they see the buzzer, they light. Then they'll shoot it off, and obviously it doesn't matter at that point. They want to save their percentage. But Steph feels like a guy that would fire away no matter what. I don't know. I'm not sure on that, but is he going to make 5 this season? So you're talking about once in every 15 games?
What's weird is he goes out there in the warm-ups and he hits everything. Like, he hits everything. I don't understand how. I used to think when I was a kid, I was like, how do the Harlem Globetrotters, how are they not in the NBA? You can't stop them. They dribble. You
They
can't
don't play
stop them.
defense.
They hit their shots from everywhere. How are these guys not? It's kind of like Curry. Like he goes out there in warm-ups and he hits everything. Why can't he hit some mid-court shots with ease in the game? I don't know.
Well, they're pulling up in the logo these days.
Yeah, okay.
Last game, FanDuel slate. I talked about it a couple times here, Chop. This game is really, really impactful on FanDuel because Scoot Henderson's out. Drew Holiday officially doubtful. We're assuming he's out. Thibault's still out, so that's important. What was the usage? I was running some usage stuff without Holiday, and Sharp was like almost 40%, just insane. So Shaden Sharp looks really good. Avdia is going to do everything as well for Portland. Both those guys project really well. And then Phoenix, no Grayson Allen, no Jalen Green. Booker's going to do everything. And then your boy Dylan Brooks, probably jumps in the starting lineup here. And then Gillespie as the sixth man projects pretty well. What are your thoughts as far as the Blazers? Blazers, by the way, playing at the second fastest pace behind Miami. Blazers and the Suns. What do you got?
Yeah, solid game over here on FanDuel. Booker's the do-all everything for Phoenix these days, and it's a reasonable price tag for him over there, so you can definitely get there. Mark Williams, we've seen him have high upside games before in his career. He's got that going for him. Some of those other guys I'm not really too interested in. Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neal, Ryan Dunn, they're not exciting fantasy players. They will get there every once in a while, and Royce O'Neal's gotten there a lot more this year because of the injuries. But typically, those just aren't really players I'm too interested in, man. So Devin Booker, though, for sure, and Mark Williams got some game on the flip side for Portland. Denny Avdia is just really good fantasy player.
Yeah,
pricey now. He's gotten pricey over on FanDuel. I was checking that out earlier.
I think he's earned it.
Huh?
He's earned it.
Well, he's earned it. 88's a big price. So let me see. Just what is today? The 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks ago, basically 2 weeks ago today, we were sitting at 7,600. Like he jumped up fast, and it happens. So yeah, he's good. Shaden Sharp, you mentioned him good. Jeremy Grant would. I don't know.
You're expecting him to start.
Yeah. That's if Drew's doubtful, right?
He's not playing.
So Drew's not playing. Grant will probably start. Grant's fine. Kamara's a really good real life player, I think. I think he's got some potential, and so yeah, there's some solid pieces here, Dean. He's I don't mind this game. This is a nice little add-on for FanDuel if you're playing that. So, but of course, I'm not staying up for news till this time, so y'all can have at it.
I am running the on-off stuff. I wanted to make sure I was quoting that correctly, but I remember correctly. Shaden Sharp, 151 minutes, a 38.9% usage, a 6.5% bump, a massive usage bump for Shaden Sharp. 1.28 fantasy points per minute on DK. Denny Avdia 1.46 fantasy points per minute. He has a 2.9% bump in usage.
Yeah, we also forgot to mention, along with Drew Holiday probably not playing and being doubtful, but probably not playing. Also, Damian Lillard's out tonight.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned that in the body parts. My bad. That's on. So I didn't mention Lillard and Tatum. Like I'm slipping. I'm slipping for sure. Not the best show for your
two high usage guys.
Yes. Greg Oden, is he in tonight? Do we know about Greg Oden?
Greg Oden is retired. Brandon Roy was good, man. God,
he's a what if, right?
Yep, I remember Brandon Roy. He was good. Oden, I never really was a big Oden guy, but
yeah,
Oden looked like he was 30. Literally looked like he was 35 when he was in high school.
Yeah, Benjamin Button, right?
Yeah, that was fun. No, because Benjamin Button at least reverse aged. Greg Oden never did. He just got older and older.
Well, we haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he looks younger now.
No, I seen him the other day on TV.
What?
He was on some kind of show with some grandma. The grandma was like, did you used to play basketball here? Because he went back to Ohio State for something.
What?
He looks old. What?
Okay.
He went back to Ohio State, right? And the old lady reckoned or saw this guy, and she said, did you used to play basketball here? And it was Greg Oden, and he said, yes, ma'am, I did. Now, she didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
She was just being very presumptuous, if you know what I mean. Like, here's this guy. He's 7 foot tall. Yeah. Did you play basketball? But yeah, he still looks old, Dean.
By the way, fifth clue. I know Crunch Time's knocking on the door. They're coming here in just a second. Fifth clue was pitch chop. I will tell the people
they're saying Jerry Porter is out too. Is Clyde suiting up tonight?
Isn't Terry Porter searching? Isn't he coaching somewhere? Chauncey Billups is out, right? We know that. We didn't note that, but he's definitely out.
Yeah, for a reason. Yeah, we know.
Tiago Splitter is the coach. Remember Tiago Splitter? Used to play him in fantasy a little bit.
Good coach.
I mean, too soon to say, small sample size, but yeah, Tiago.
No, he's been an assistant for a while. He's a good assistant coach. Assistant coaches make.
I do, but I don't know who the good ones are. I can't sit there.
You don't know the good ones.
You can tell me you're sitting at home and you know Tiago Splitter is a good assistant coach.
Hell yeah,
I don't know that.
Splitter's awesome.
Well, we'll see. I kind of like this Portland team. Oh, so today's Television Tuesday chop. Let's go ahead and explain the clues. I know Crunch Time's here. They're jumping in here in just a second, but the fifth clue was pitch. Nurse, White, lose, Tiger, and pitch. This actually works out perfectly for part of the conversation we had earlier on the show. So three of these things are all one thing. They're all the same thing. Nurse, White, and Tiger are all a certain type of what, Chop? There's this mammal, right? It's a mammal, right? I think it's a mammal. I was not a marine biologist. I always wanted to be a marine biologist. But
a feline?
No, not a feline. In the water, Chop.
Amphibian?
A nurse.
Amphibian.
There's something called a nurse shark. There's something called a white shark or a great white shark. There's something called a tiger shark. And then lose is in reference to my favorite conversation, tanking. Shark and tanking.
Okay.
5 was pitch. You pitch on Shark Tank.
Okay.
That was today's Television Tuesday. There you go. I see you as a Shark Tank guy. I bet you're a Shark Tank guy.
I used to watch it. It just got a little bit. Dean,
what is a mammal?
Dude, I don't know, man. It's an animal. What are they called? Is a shark not a mammal? I guess it's not a mammal. What is it called technically? Give me the Google. You gonna give me the answer?
I didn't Google it, but I'm pretty sure a shark is a fish.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a fish. I was overthinking it. I know a shark is a fish, but I guess a fish can't be a mammal. My bad. Again, I had dreams of being a marine biologist, but it just never quite got there. Yeah, let's. Who's breaking the slate? What do we got as far as?
Well, the thing about a mammal is a mammal has mammary glands.
What?
That's part of the criteria for being a mammal. You have mammary glands. So
is that Google or is that you?
It's Google, man.
Okay, well, you're saying it like you know this off the top of your head. Like that's the defining feature.
Yeah, so you gotta have some mammary glands. I don't know if sharks have mammary glands.
I don't know. I guess
beats
not.
Me, man. Beats me. But a shark is born swimming, Dean, and never stops swimming. They're always moving, Dean. Shark is always moving, even when they sleep.
A little bit, right?
Barely like 1 hour a night, and I think they're still moving while they sleep. Believe it or not, it's weird.
Roth's gonna come on in a second, and Roth always has like fun facts for animals. I bet or fish or mammals. I mean, maybe Roth can enlighten us a little bit more about some sharks. But I need the plums play, Chop. Give me the plums play tonight.
It's a tough one tonight, Dean. Short slate. I just don't feel like going too far off the radar. Two guys I know are gonna perform very well. I'm not gonna mention them. I'm gonna go with the slightly lesser version, cheaper version. Dyson Daniels, he's put up 40 points on Detroit like 4 straight games or something like that. I think he's got some good opportunity tonight with some guys out. I'm gonna go Dyson Daniels with a big game.
I've been outed for having a low education, by the way. It's
UCF, brother.
Yeah, that's the UCF that I somehow snuck on through. Like, you got some money?
They're too involved in the space program. They didn't get to the hosting program wasn't no good.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's segue to crunch time. We have Roth. We got TJ Zwarych, one of the greatest DFS players in all of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, still celebrating the Saskatchewan Roughriders Championship Grey Cup, I presume, as well as Kirkwood, Kirkdiese. Let's bring him in right now. It's crunch time. Roth, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it that I called a shark a mammal? Is that just terrible? Is that a 10?
It's at least a 9. It's real bad.
If you hadn't already had a 10 on this show already, it probably would have been, but it's a 9.
It was pretty rough. You maybe should have taken that intro to marine bio that you dreamed about taking, Dean.
It's hard, and I say that just because we're friends, and I love you. I want the best for you.
I know
it's hard to have you. It's hard to see you looking like such an idiot for the entirety of the show.
Well, TJ's mad because I said the Raptors are a terrible organization and they have a terrible future. So he's upset about that because
the terrible future you're referring to. None of these contracts go past 30 years old.
Brandon Ingram's contract's terrible. Quickly's contract is terrible. Scotty Barnes' contract is shaky. They're not good. They're not meaningfully impactful players. They're expensive.
Dean.
They're average players. They're Jags.
No, but Dean, I do support you on the mammal thing. There's a lot of useless information that we've had throughout our lives that just your brain gets rid of as you get older. So I wouldn't sweat it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, you're going to be doing this so many times. 5 times, 6 times a week, depending on. You're going to get things wrong. You're going to look foolish at times.
But I like the Raptors, by the way, though. So I support TJ with that.
Okay. Well, I mean, enjoy. If you like first-round exits, then you love the Toronto Raptors.
Dean, is there a single team in the NBA you think shouldn't tank other than OKC?
Denver.
Is there a certain thing
Detroit.
Denver, who lost the best.
New Orleans lost their first-round pick. What's the point? But they're going to tank anyway, organically. But yeah, most teams probably shouldn't. Yeah.
Denver couldn't beat the Bulls last night coming off a back-to-back.
Digging the hole deeper and deeper.
I answered your question. I answered it multiple times. You look bad.
You said New Orleans.
Yeah, they don't have their first-round pick. Did you miss that part? They traded it away for Queen.
So your entire thesis is you should only attempt to win basketball games if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder or don't have a first-round pick the next year?
That's not what I said. No, I told you Denver. You didn't hear Denver? Detroit shouldn't be tanking. Cleveland shouldn't be tanking. I can go on, but we have crunch time. I can name more teams if you really insist. But
no,
your theory has been debunked. How about that?
What about the Chicago Bulls, Dean? Should they be tanking?
They should just leave the league.
Dude, they got a 500. They're better. Dean, that has to mean something.
Does it? They're 7-6 in the Eastern Conference. Congratulations. Somebody's got to be 7-6. But if you like mediocrity, you like the Chicago Bulls.
What about the Hawks, Dean? Would you think the Hawks
mediocrity would be better than these takes we're getting from you? I would accept mediocrity at this point. You can drag us away from the depths that we're in. Get out of here. It's crunch time.
The Raptors have a good starting roster. They just don't have a superstar. But
they have no flexibility. They have no money. They're locked in.
They have the 12th most cap space in the league.
I just looked at the standings. They're 9-5. They're third in the East. Dean,
beat it, buddy.
What was the last meaningful free agent to sign in Toronto? I'll wait. Go ahead.
Take a seat.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you just said they have money to spend. Nobody's signing in Toronto. That's good.
Did trades not exist? Dean, do you not remember this team trading for Kawhi Leonard and winning the championship within the last decade?
Take your tiny head and tiny hands and get out of here.
I'm going to save this take, clip this, and I'll make sure to run it back when the Raptors are knocked out in the first round of the playoffs.
I don't know why you'd want to clip something.
Yeah, that would be fine.
What mammals are.
That's their ceiling. Congratulations.
Getting in the playoffs would be fun. They want to sell some seats.
The owners make money. Yay. My team still stinks.
Get out of here. Seriously.
Must be tough being a Heat fan right now because this is some
Superman
bad
looked pretty good last night.
Out.
Alrighty, y'all. It was fun.
Yeah, they beat the Knicks the fraudulent Knicks last night.
Must be nice to have Norman Powell as your best player.
He just left. He just finally left. Got bullied out of the chat. Dean, we love you. I hope you get to hang out with us. Welcome to it, ladies and gents. That means it is officially crunch time, and you know the drill. It's two of the sharpest minds in the business. They know the difference between a fish and a mammal. TJ Zwarych in the house. What up, TJ?
Not too much. Dean got me a little fired up again, not because I care, but because it's just such a bad take without any logic that the teacher in my brain just kind of gets fired up. Not the Raptors fan, but the teacher. But alas, we got 4 games on DraftKings, a couple more on FanDuel for us to talk about. It is kind of like the other night, though, where like we can't really do a whole lot until we get the Detroit news.
Yeah. And there's just not a whole lot of value. Like I don't love the lineups I'm making right now. So I'm hoping something happens. Kirkdiese in the house as well. Kirky, how are you?
Doing well. I like the fiery entrance we had going on there, and take a couple shots at Dean. I always enjoy that, so it's good.
Let's dive into it. Do you know a killer whale, not a whale? It's my favorite marine biology fact. A killer whale, like Shamu, is not a whale at all. No, they're a type of dolphin, different species of dolphin.
Do you know the quadratic formula?
Do I know the quadratic formula?
Negative B plus or minus B squared 1 4 C all over 2A.
All over 2A.
Nice.
I do. Take that. How's that for the Florida education system? Let's talk about the slate because we argued for 11 minutes instead of talking about basketball. So let's get to it. I guess we got to start on FanDuel. We have 2 different slates, and they're TJ, correct me if I'm wrong. They're very different because you have 50% more games and you have spend ups. So it's a very different slate on FanDuel.
100%. We have Luka Doncic over on FanDuel plus those 2 extra games. Not that they're like aggressively exciting DFS games, like they're teams priced pretty well. We have the injury news we're waiting on in those games because we kind of already know that LeBron's going to play. And so no news we're waiting on. Portland is really the only one of that group. It's like Luka Doncic and Portland are kind of the things that, I guess not all the news. Utah has some ancillary pieces that will matter, but for the most part, Portland and Luka are like the only real things we're super excited about on that FanDuel slate. That's not on the DraftKings slate.
Yeah. Okay. Good notes. Kirk, I'm going to let you start over on FanDuel at point guard. Ricky Rose in the chat says, can we please start on DK? We'll get to DK. I'm sorry. We always start on FanDuel. He says, I have patience to take care of. What do you do? I'm intrigued. Anyways, Kirk, start us off. FanDuel point guard. What do you like?
Please do not be listening to Crunch Time. Well, we want as many viewers as possible. We want you to hit the like button. But if you are working a shift at a hospital right now,
yeah,
he's a male nurse. He's got some downtime. It's all right.
You don't have a downtime if you're a nurse. You got less downtime than a doctor.
Things have been slowing down a little bit, you know.
You're sure. Yeah, that's a good throwback. Ricky Rose says, I'm a doctor, sir. Okay. Anyways, Kirkwood, point guard, FanDuel. We've been sidetracked for like 15 minutes. What are we doing?
All right. So I just want to add that I do kind of like a couple more plays on the Portland side and in the Phoenix game, so that make it worth it for FanDuel. But for point guard, I would say that the best play until we get some information coming with Cade, right? De'Aaron Fox, regardless, is the best play on this slate.
Yeah.
He's going to be owned, but probably not owned enough, so I wouldn't worry about it. I would just play the guy. He's getting the minutes. He's right off the bat since coming back. We have Wemby out. We have what's his name? UConn. Stefan. What am I? I'm always brain dead on this show, by the way. Castle out, and so high usage. He's been driving like crazy, attacking the hoop. This is a good spot for him. So Memphis ranks 20th defensive rating, 19th corner points in the paint. Fox is going to get going, and so a big game from Fox. That also opens up some other plays too that I'll get to. But you can Shaedon Sharpe is a guy that I love tonight. He's just been balling. I think this Phoenix matchup, both teams playing fast, pretty poor defensively for the most part. You could pair him with Devin Booker on the other side. Gillespie's in play. So I like that. You could play Luka Doncic. I'm kind of out on him at that price tonight with LeBron coming back, but he could go off, so that could bite me. But other than that, Derek White is also a really strong play. And now with some more bodies out for Atlanta, Dyson Daniels is also a strong play.
Okay, TJ, your favorite 2 point on FanDuel?
De'Aaron Fox, arguably the best play on the slate, and so get as much of him as you can. He's an absolutely phenomenal play. Should be about $1,500 more expensive, especially considering there's no Wemby. Shaden Sharp is probably the biggest, like the most important guy on FanDuel that you want to get to that is not on DraftKings. We talked about liking this Portland team, and he's going to be the number one priority. They talked about it on the last show, but over a 6% usage bump with all those guys that they have missing so far this year. So Shaden Sharp, De'Aaron Fox, two wonderful plays today. Derek White been playing a lot better basketball after his slow start to the season. I've always liked playing Colin Gillespie, and so I think I kind of would if it's my lineup for like a cash setting, I probably go Gillespie and Fox at the point guard position, and I save Shaden Sharp for the shooting guard spot. That does mean that I'm probably not going all the way up to Luka Doncic at 12-5, which is scary, but that's more of a tournament-only play for me. I also like Dyson Daniels, especially on FanDuel, where you get that steal bonus.
All right,
Thompson in and Cade in. We got our Detroit news.
That's exactly it. Does that mean anything? Does that do anything? Or were we really waiting for them to be out to do things with it, TJ?
I mean, Cade Cunningham is always a great play, and Jalen Duren is always a great play. But other than that, it makes it so we can pretty much ignore the entirety of Detroit outside of those two players. The biggest thing is just like we couldn't really build lineups until getting that news. And so if we didn't get it, I was fully planning on making the 4-game slate a 3-game slate on DraftKings, because to me that news was more important than anybody in Golden State or Orlando.
Okay, very good. Let's go to shooting guard for me, TJ.
Shooting guard, this is where I would play Shaden Sharp. We do have a really cheap Champagnie. I always forget if it's Julian or Justin. Julian Champagnie on the Spurs for only $4K. Should be stepping into a lot more minutes here. One of the best values on the slate. And you also have Vince Williams, another one of the best values on the slate, only at 4K. Should be stepping in and playing point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant. So Champagnie and Williams, two of the best values on the slate. I would probably want to go Sharp and one of Champagnie or Williams here in cash. Throw the other one at the small forward position. Tournament options I really like. Devin Vassell is so cheap on FanDuel, making a really, really awesome play. And then my favorite spend up is probably Jaylen Brown.
Very good. Did get a question. Does that make Jenkins still viable? And I think Jenkins is now out, right? You can't play him.
Yeah, no Jenkins anymore.
Yeah. Kirk, your thoughts at shooting guard, please.
Yeah, I like a lot here, but a lot of them are also small forward eligible too as well. So Shaden Sharp is, if you're not playing him at the point here, this is where you play him. I'll piggyback with Vassell. I tagged him as a core play for me today. He's just cheap, and he'll also get some facilitating in the second unit when Fox is sitting. So, and it's just a lot of room, a lot of points, that are missing with Wemby and Castle, that Vassell is going to have the opportunity. He's a scorer. So like him, I like him better than Champagnie. Champagnie feels like the cash play, but Vassell is the tournament play, the guy that has the bigger ceiling. Dyson Daniels again, Vince Williams. TJ nailed that with being the point guard with Ja out. I love Jaylen Brown, but he's also small forward eligible, so maybe I should just talk about him there. But I'll just give you my quick spiel is that he's third in the league with 34% usage, 34.1%, coming off a 61 fantasy point game, played 39 minutes, took 33 shots. He now gets the Nets, and they're just a great matchup for everybody. And they rank 30th in defensive rating, 30th points in the paint. They give a ton of fast break points. This is like the total Jalen game. The problem is the spread, 11-point spread if it's a blowout. But as we saw last night with the Bulls and Denver, like, you can't count on blowouts, and especially with this Celtics team, I'm not confident that they can play down to anybody on any given night. So love Jaylen Brown, but if you want to play him at small forward, that's fine as well.
They can play down to anyone on any given night is such like a angry homer take, but it's correct. But that's something I would say about one of my.
If they're not hitting their, but that's also the problem is that they can blow out teams too because they shoot so many threes. So if they're shooting poorly.
Yeah.
They get in some tough situations, but
yeah. Small forward. What are we doing there? You mentioned, of course, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Already.
So a lot of these guys are small forwards. So Vassell, you can play again. This will add. I love Jaylen Brown, and then from there, Franz Wagner. I like. You can play Vince Williams here again too. Jalen Johnson. I like him with the Hawks players out. I just think it's going to be a tough matchup for him, and he's 9,400. So there's like a lot to lose there. So I'm probably out on him, although he does great as a good play. Big body Keldon Johnson's going to also have a chance to put up some points at 4,700, take on some scoring. Guy can do it all. Roth, you know that well. So I think you have to play him tonight, Roth, personally, but for you personally, because he's kind of your guy. He's your guy.
He can do it all, and he generally does nothing.
Yeah, but he can.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks, I'll just give a mention that in that one game that he just went nuts the other night and took so much usage, so many shots. So I do like this game environment, so I can play him. And then also Michael Porter Jr. If you want to play like Derek White and Jaylen Brown are two really strong plays in the Celtics. So is Kata. But if you want to have a run back in that game to play out well, Michael Porter Jr. would be your guy.
MPJ is my flag plant tonight, so I'm glad he was mentioned. By the way, my flag plant over the last 2 weeks is roughly 0 for 14.
TJ, deal because Michael Porter Jr. is going to be like 40% owned on both sides. So
right.
if the flag plant's a jinx, we might have to get off of him.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that chalky of a flag plant. Small forward, TJ, what do you got?
All right, just got my lineups built on DraftKings, thankfully. And so, we talked about there's this cheap value with Champagny and Vince Williams. And then, as Kirkwood said, Keldon Johnson at only 4,700 on FanDuel. That's almost a must play as well. These Spurs are just so cheap over here. And so Keldon Johnson, maybe a guy I'd want to push over to power forward, but a really, really strong play today. You guys talked about Michael Porter. And my flag plant was going to be Jalen Johnson, a player that I'm very, very high on today. So honestly, nothing to add because we've hit them. The cheap options, Champagny, Keldon Johnson, Vince Williams, Devin Vassell. The expensive options, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Johnson, and Michael Porter.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Sure. Let's go to power forward.
Power forward spot. This is like a lot of these small forward guys. That have small forward eligibility. This is where I'd be playing them just because I don't think it's quite as strong of a position on FanDuel. And so Keldon Johnson, I'd want to play here. And then whichever spend up I chose, a Jalen Johnson or even a Onyeka Okongwu over here on FanDuel. That's the power forward spot is where I would want to play them. I do really like Okongwu at 7,100. Michael Porter Jr., you can play here as well. I don't mind a Markkanen at really low ownership. He's not really doing anything other than scoring, but he is a really good scorer, so I don't mind that. And then I don't mind a little Santi Aldama here as well.
Okay. Kirkwood, your thoughts at the 4?
Yeah, so I love Jaren Jackson Jr. I'm always a sucker for this guy. He's jaws out. He in the last game against Cleveland, which was a much tougher matchup, 38% usage, 33 minutes, took 23 shots. The guy, I don't understand how this guy can still relentlessly get in foul trouble. Like, how do you not learn at a certain point? But so that's always in play to ruin your night. And if you look at his last 3 games, he's got 6 fouls, 5 fouls, and 5 fouls. But
Dean and Shaw brought this up on the last show. And I guess this was DraftKings specific where you don't have those steals and block bonuses and he's more expensive. FanDuel, I actually do think he's a pretty good play as well. His highest DK scoring output this season is 37.2 points.
Yeah, but he's got jaw. We know that this is what he's capable of. It's just early season.
Got that Keldon Johnson in him.
Yeah, I mean he's got Jaren Jackson in him. He's foul. The guy can't. There's never been a foul he didn't like. So it's tough, but he's probably gonna smash, and I think this is a good spot for him tonight.
Okay, how about center?
Okay, just one power forward play. I just want to add
Denny, more. Sorry,
Denny Avdia.
That's all you get, man.
You can play Okongwu for Atlanta here. At just a cheaper version. I'm a little worried. Detroit's a good defensive team with Osar back, and they protect the paint like strongly. So that's why it's probably not the best spot for Okongwu or Jalen Johnson, but he's cheaper, Okongwu, and they're just missing guys. And you can play him power forward or center. So it's not a great endorsement, but I like him. I don't like anybody else. So besides Denny Avdia, Jaren Jackson, Okongwu, and Keldon.
Okay, TJ, your thoughts? Wait, did we get to center? Or were we still on power forward? I got confused.
No, now Kirkdiese at center.
Okay, Kirk, why are you going so slow? Speed it up. I'm kidding.
I'm always slow. Okay, so Luke Cornett chalk night is a little gross, but I think he's a good play. And 5,100 should see a boatload of minutes. I get it if you want to fade him, and there are plenty of other good options. With I think Kada for Boston is a good option. Brooklyn just gets destroyed in the paint, and I think he could rack up a bunch. Okongwu again, Donovan Clingan could be in play, but really, I want Jalen Duren again. I always want Jalen Duren. I think the guy is just ridiculous. So that's my guy. And if I didn't mention Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart before, I still kind of like him. He's just been falling. He has had his bad game last night was just completely foul trouble.
Yeah. Do you get a question about Muhammad Gui, which I think is Gay?
Mo Gay, yeah.
Yeah, Mo, yeah. Mm-hmm. Any interest there?
Yeah, 3,900. The backup center. Okongwu could get in foul trouble. I could see that happening, like against Jalen Duren. So yeah, I think he's a decent play.
Sure. Okay. TJ, your thoughts at center?
Yeah, a lot of the same names. Luke Cornett is going to be the chalk. I do think that's good chalk, though. At only $5,100 on FanDuel, should be getting the minutes. And he's not actually coming that egregiously high owned. And so, like Luke Cornett today, Onyeka Okongwu, I do like a ton, but I'd probably rather play him at power forward. Although center's not that strong, so you can actually, any of the power forward guys, you can play at center too. Zach Edey, I think, is really interesting for large field tournaments as a pivot off of Luke Cornett for not much more expensive. As is Donovan Clingan, kind of the same thing, just like a direct line pivot. But if I'm not going Cornett, my favorite center option, I think, is Jalen Duren. Yes, Cade Cunningham is back, but he's just been absolutely smashing lately.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Want to make sure we get over to DraftKings so that the doctor who we have waiting for us can get his lineups in so that he can take care of his patients so that no one dies on our watch. First, though, I'm going to beg for some likes. I think we have 500,000 people watching and less than 100 likes. And that is, that's not okay. So make sure you hit the thumbs up for us. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe as well so that you can get notifications when we go live for our multitude of shows. TJ, let's go to DK, and you can start us off with some point guard talk.
De'Aaron Fox. I ended up hitting the lock button on Vince Williams on DraftKings, but outside of him, De'Aaron Fox is my highest owned play today. I got him in 85%, 17 of my 20 lineups. Outside of him, I think Derek White is a perfectly fine option. I do actually have a question for you, Kirkdiese, to see which one you'd go with in this situation. But like point guard, it's Fox tier 1, White tier 2, Steph Curry tier 3. And then I just think Cade Cunningham makes for a great low-owned tournament option that nobody's going to be getting to. My question, though, Kirkdiese, is who would you prefer in cash tonight? Would you go Derek White or Desmond Bane?
Oh, God. I mean, Derek White.
I feel like Bane's probably got a little bit of the higher upside, but White's safer. Bane scares me because I feel like he's getting 29 fantasy points or 52.
I think under 52. And if this game stays tight, I think Derek White does well. So
yeah. Okay. TJ, any other names you want to add in?
That's it for point guard.
Yeah. Kirk, your thoughts at point on DraftKings?
Yeah, same thing. De'Aaron Fox, clearly the best play. Derek White is right up there. You can play Peyton Pritchard if you want. Curry, I'd probably downgrade him a little bit with Suggs playing because he'll have some tougher defenders, but he's still Steph Curry. Could work out for you. Yeah, Cade is better play here. 11K is a little easier to do than the 12.5 over on FanDuel. So no ownership, Cade. Yeah, why not?
Sure. Okay. Shooting guard?
Shooting guard. Okay. Well, we've got Vince Williams as right.
He's small forward, power forward on DraftKings.
Yeah. So forget that. This is Bane or Pritchard, Champagnie. Yeah, and it's kind of rough here, huh? On DraftKings shooting guard tonight. Cedric Coward, I like, but be careful because they're like limiting his minutes a little bit. I'll give you an out there play who's totally out of favor. No one's gonna. I don't think many people are gonna play at all, and that's Anthony Simons. he's got to get in and hit some threes and get back on the good graces. And in a game against Brooklyn, could do that. So he's kind of like my out there play for 4,500, just based on I know what he could do.
Is Man a fully not viable play? That's who I have right now.
He just never does anything. He has the ball in his hands a lot, which is nice, but he's just not a scorer. I mean, there have been occasional games, and he's a guy who could get some steals and stuff, but that's better over on FanDuel. But it's just the price, I guess, with him.
Right, but the usage just straight up is never there. Okay, I think we are at TJ's thoughts at shooting guard, but I may have lost track again.
Champagny and Cash. I like the Simons call for large field tournaments. I'm getting some of him as well. A little bit of Cedric Coward, but if you're not playing Champagny, it's likely either Pritchard or Bane. I like Champagny best as a salary saver. I kind of think this is a good chalk just based on how terrible the position is. But I only have 5 guys in my pool, and that's Champagny, Bane, Pritchard, Coward, Simons.
Well, okay. Keeping it tight. Let's go to small forward, TJ.
Vince Williams, like I said, getting the walk button from me. You can also play Champagny here, but I prefer playing him shooting guard just because the position is so weak. And so, like I said, lock button Vince Williams, either playing him here or power forward. Michael Porter Jr., another cash game player today. You're probably playing for sure the top 3, but maybe even the top 4 guys on the screen right now for small forward: Williams, Porter, Champagny, Keldon Johnson. All 4 of them cash game plays. Top 3 of them you're probably for sure playing. So like all those guys that are picking up ownership, but to get different in tournaments, Jaylen Brown is my top option. Devin Vassell is overpriced on DraftKings, so I don't really think people are going to go there, but he's totally fine. And then I don't mind Tristan De Silva starting for Orlando either at very low ownership.
Yeah. Okay. Kirk, your thoughts at small forward?
Yep, it's Vince Williams, Michael Porter Jr., Jaylen Brown, or Franz Wagner for me. And those are pretty much all the guys except Keldon a little bit is fine too, but he's also power forward eligible. But really, I'm trying to get Jaylen Brown in.
Yeah, easy enough. Power forward.
All right, power forward. This is where we go. So Jalen Johnson, I do worry about the matchup, but I do think he's a fine play. TJ's on big, so I'll say that. Vince Williams, again, if you need to play him at power forward. Jaren Jackson Jr., I love. He's only power forward on DK. He's a better play on FanDuel because it searches scoring and he's cheaper. So I'd go there first, but certainly he could come through for you here on DraftKings as well. I like Isaiah Stewart at 5,600 just because I don't think he's going to get any ownership whatsoever after having the foul trouble, but he's a guy who can have big nights just randomly. So I like that. Santi Aldama maybe, but yeah, it feels a little grosser here, but I have to remember we only have four games. So
right. Yeah. Okay. TJ, your favorites at the 4. We still have 11 whole minutes here until lock. So while I rudely sped up Kirkdiese earlier, now we're too early. What are you doing at the 4?
No, we're not too early. Just leaving ample time for the great questions that are going to be coming in Discord and YouTube here over the next few minutes. Like I said, I'm walk buttoning Vince Williams, so a lot of that is getting him here at the power forward position. Keldon Johnson getting to a lot of him as well. He's coming off the bench, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. We are totally fine still with playing Keldon Johnson. Prefer him to Harrison Barnes, who is starting. Jalen Johnson is one of my favorite plays on the slate. He's probably going to be the guy that I'm most overweight to the field on. And then I don't mind Jeremy Sohan as a pivot off of these other San Antonio guys. He's going to be far lower owned than Keldon Johnson. He's probably going to be lower owned than Harrison Barnes. I like Sohan quite a bit here as a salary saver.
I love that. The forgotten guy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to center. TJ, what are we doing there?
Luke Cornett chalk over here as well. No problem with that. He is nice and cheap. I'm going to be over the field to him. We're projecting him for around 25% ownership. I'll be getting about 35%. Jalen Duren is my next favorite guy, though. My favorite tournament pivot. 8K. I think this Detroit team is going to be fairly ignored just because we were waiting on that injury news. Then everybody other than Tobias Harris ended coming back in. There is a slew of these 5K guys you can use as a pivot off of Cornett with Wendell Carter Jr., Neemias Queta, Zach Edey. But I think if I'm not playing Cornett, I would rather go up to Jalen Duren or go down to one, Cornette's backup, the guy who will benefit the most if he gets into foul trouble or something happens and is fine even if not, Kelly Olynyk, or to the Celtics backup at only 3-3, Luka Garza. So I think my preference would either be mid-tier Cornette, that's what you do in cash, up to Jalen Duren, or full-out punts to Kelly Olynyk or Luka Garza.
Okay, interesting. Kirk, your thoughts at center?
Or maybe a little Mo Gay, if you want to add that in there.
Sure.
Yeah, Lil Mo Gay as well.
Lil Mo Gay. Okay, Okongwu, Cornette. I love the Wendell Carter Jr. call just because Banchero being out. Again, he's handsy. He's another guy who's handsy as well, but 5,300 is fine. Jalen Duren, and I want Jalen Duren. Like, that's the priority. But other than that, I wouldn't feel bad playing Cornette, Claxton, Kada. I think I'll pass on Edey. So
Pass on who?
Zach Edey. I was
Oh.
thinking about him. No thanks.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay. Very good. Guys, we still have more than 8 minutes until we hit the lock. I want to make sure that people are getting the best deal in the industry. You can find that with Combo Pro. That's what we provide here at RotoGrinders. You can get one sport, or for almost the same price, you can get all the sports. You should obviously do that because for a limited time, get your first month of Combo Pro for $79.99. It's only $5 more than an NFL DFS monthly subscription, and you get all the other sports to go along with it. PGA, college football, MMA, NBA, yada, 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 video game ones, shoot 'em up, whatever else there is. We got it for you, and it's just $5 more than playing one sport. Also, if you're playing NBA DFS and you're just checking the box scores, I find myself doing this all the time. That's no good. You got to get shot quality. It gives the most predictive data in basketball, breaks down every shot to show you what should have gone in, right? Not just, oh, the guy shot 8 for 11. Yeah, well, they were terrible shots, and next game he's going to shoot 2 for 11 if he does that again. That's what shot quality can help you with. So right now, I'll get a 3-day trial just by heading to the link in the show's description. And then after that, it renews monthly for $39.99. Don't play blind, play smarter with shot quality. We got some QQs coming in. Shout out to Ricky Rose, who he's got to go treat some patients. He says, I appreciate you. Good luck. God bless and much love. Much love to you as well, my friend. Take care of some people out there. In the Discord where the cool kids hang out for the first few questions, DK single entry. TJ, I'm coming to you. 5-7 at the forward spot. Moody, Beef Stew, Aldama, big body Keldon Johnson, De Silva. Who do you like?
Yeah, it's actually what I'm trying to decide right now in my cash lineup. Do I go Aldama or Keldon Johnson? I'm going Keldon Johnson. My favorite pivot, though, would be Santi Aldama if you're trying to get a little lower owned.
Yeah, okay. Your favorite low-owned spend-up in a FanDuel GPP. Kirk, I'm going to give this to you. Is it maybe Cade now? Favorite low-owned spend-up in a FanDuel GPP?
Well, let's see here. Cade certainly is in play. I guess I'm trying to look at ownership real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
No one stands out. I mean, it's like everything is so well distributed. I think Jimmy Butler makes for a strong. I think they're going to sit him tomorrow night against the Heat, and I think they're going to go all out tonight. And Orlando is not as tough a matchup as it used to be, and I feel like 7,800 just feels like he could go off, but
yeah,
could definitely hurt you as well. But
okay, D-Rock says Kirk DK GPP Krejci or Simons.
I've kind of convinced myself that Simons is worth the play tonight.
Okay,
yeah. TJ
Peterman says De Silva, who I wanted to look into. I never got around to it. Or the Champagne Campaign with a little champagne.
Again, it's one of those things where like Champagne is the objectively better play. He projects for a lot more points, but he's going to be at least 5 times sorry, I worded that poorly. 5 times less ownership for De Silva than Champagne. So Champagne is going to be about 40%. De Silva is going to be less than 10. And so it depends a lot on the rest of your lineup. Champagne is the guy more likely to score more points, but De Silva does make for a great low-owned tournament pivot.
Yeah, okay. TJ, got a question from New Generation in the Discord. DKGPP, it's a 2v2. White Aldama or Duncan Robinson and Porter Jr.?
Oh, White Aldama by a lot.
Blink 182 says, Kirk, can I just ignore the first game on DK and be okay? I used Steph the other night. Never again.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right back to you, DK GPP. This is from Luke. How many minutes does Jenkins get with Cade in? I think Jenkins' price on DK came up to 6K-ish.
Can't do it.
Yeah, not enough is the answer, right? TJ, do we have a minutes projection on Jenkins now with Cade in?
Yeah, same as it was all day, 22 minutes.
Yeah. And that's not enough at that price?
No, because, he's priced up.
Yeah. Let's see. Right back to you, Kirk. Test says Coward and Vassell or Triple J and Champagne, DK single entry.
Triple J and Champagne.
All right.
Although you don't have to, if you can get like Vince Williams instead of Champagne, I'd be even better.
Okay. Jumping into the YouTube, make sure you're smashing the like button for us. There's a thumbs up somewhere on your screen. And if there's not, you have to hit hide the chat. Then the thumbs up will show up on your screen. Just push it. That's all. Is Krejci playable, TJ, on DK?
Playable, sure. I'm playing 20 lineups and I don't have them though. So I'm not very playable.
Okay. Keldon or Aldama, TJ, in DK cash?
Keldon.
Thank you. Let's see a little more. Oh, we got a tough one here. Justin says, Kirk, I got 6,400 in the util on DraftKings. Making you work for it.
I hate these questions.
I know.
6,400.
Pritchard and Nick Claxton.
What was that, TJ?
It's Claxton.
Pritchard and Nick Claxton.
Yeah.
That's 2v2 we'll throw to Kirkdiese. Pritchard
I
and Claxton.
I agree with both of those. I'd play either. I'm probably more for GDP. I'd probably play Claxton.
Yeah. Okay. Scrolling down. Kirk, back to you. FanDuel single entry. Jalen Johnson or Book? We haven't really talked about Booker.
Yeah, give me Booker tonight.
Yeah.
I like that game.
Okay. We'll go to Marcus's question. TJ, I've got one spot remaining in my DK GPP at 9,100. Some names to pick from would include Brown, Wagner, Butler, Duran, Jackson Jr. What do you think? Brown for you. Very
Brown
good.
1, Duran 2.
Okay. We are 2 minutes until lock, and Cube says DK Cash, TJ, Bain, or Okongwu?
Okongwu.
Frederick Ellis, DK GPP, Kirk, Jimmy Butler, or Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Triple J.
Okay. Onfinant says, is Tristan Da Silva a good cash play, Kirk? On FanDuel, I got all the spend ups. I've got the value with Williams and Keldon.
He was until Suggs. Like he was more playable. I wouldn't feel too comfortable with that personally.
Yeah. Okay. Kirk, back to you.
Great
Aldama or
play at only
Keldon?
4,400, but like not somebody on the cash radar really.
Say that one more time, TJ. I'm sorry.
For Da Silva, great tournament play at 4,400 on FanDuel, just not on the cash radar.
I see. Okay. Kirk, Aldama or Keldon? Last piece for you. DK, single entry and cash.
I'll write. TJ's had this question, so I'll say I'll take his side and go with big body Keldon. As since Roth is such a big body Keldon guy too as well.
It's true. Mark Flores in the Discord says, TJ, Luke Cornett or Suggs at the util on DK?
Cornett of those two, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't like Suggs.
Okay. TJ, Vince Williams or Champagne, FanDuel single entry?
Vince Williams.
TJ, any Golden State players for you?
Just Curry.
Okay.
I have Curry in 15% of lineups.
Okay. Kirk, DK GPP from Joey. You want Ketta, Carter, or Cornett?
GPP, give me Ketta.
Okay. Who's your saying banner says Daniels or Triple J for you, Kirk?
I'm a Triple J guy tonight, so.
Okay. Jorge Mateo in the YouTube says TJ, Bain Stewart or Simons Duran? It is a DK cash question, and we have hit the lock.
Neither of those pairings are cash viable, but Simons Duran.
Okay. Very good, gentlemen. With that, we did the things we came to do. Good question before we go, though. QQ, what do we do if Vince Williams doesn't start? TJ, is that a deal breaker for us?
I don't think it's a deal breaker because he's so cheap, but like,
What would they do? Cam Spencer?
Yeah, like Cam Spencer. Jemai Mashak, who are currently projected for 4 minutes, they don't really have any other options.
Still fine.
And so he's still fine, but like, I guess if it's Spencer, like, it would make the starter viable as well, but it wouldn't make it so we're off Vince Williams.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Guys, we're going to clear on out of here. For Kirk, for TJ, for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you tomorrow. You have been crushed.